Imagine a team so dominant, so breathtaking, that it didn't just win trophies, it changed the way football was played forever. How did a rookie manager take a struggling Barcelona, make bold decisions that shocked the world, and transform them into the greatest footballing machine ever seen? How did Pep Guardiola's Barcelona break football itself, making even the biggest teams look powerless? Stay with us as we unravel the story of the team that redefined the beautiful game. In the summer of 2008, FC Barcelona had to make a choice. The club had been on the decline, and its play on the field wasn't living up to standards. It used to be the best in Europe. The team's attitude had started to change off the field in a way that wasn't in line with the club's core values. Because of this drop, the Barcelona board made the brave choice of hiring Pep Guardiola as head coach, even though Guardiola had never been a boss in the top league before. After that, one of the most important times in sports history happened. Barcelona under Guardiola not only won trophies, but they also changed the way the game was played by setting new standards for greatness, discipline, and new ways to use tactics. Guardiola built a team that would rule Spanish and European football over the course of 4 seasons. He also created a style of play that would be used by future generations. Guardiola's goals and the first problems. Guardiola was clear about what he wanted to do for Barcelona when he was hired. His goal was to get the club back to playing an appealing style of football based on control while also promoting discipline, teamwork, and professionalism. In his mind, ability alone wasn't enough for players. They had to fully support the team's values as well. One of Guardiola's first and most controversial moves was to let go of Ronaldinho and Deco, 2 of Barcelona's biggest stars. Both had been very important to the club's early success in the decade. But Guardiola thought that their presence would hurt the disciplined and hard-working atmosphere he wanted to create. Instead, he focused on developing young people by promoting players from La Masia, Barcelona's famous school. Sergio Busquets, Pedro, and other players were brought into the first team, and Gerard Piqué came back from Manchester United. These young players lived up to Barcelona's values and had been taught to play in the way Guardiola wanted. Guardiola not only promoted young players, but also brought in key players to make the team stronger. Dani Alves, a quick right-back from Sevilla, was brought in to give the team more width and help them attack. Because of his energy and technical skill, he was a great fit for the team's changing strategy. Guardiola also kept a group of experienced players, such as Lionel Messi, Xavi Hernandez, and Andres Iniesta, who would help him change the way football is played. Putting tiki-taka into action, a masterpiece of strategy. Tiki-taka was the main style of play for Guardiola's Barcelona. It involves making short, quick passes, moving all the time, and focusing on keeping the ball. In the early 1990s, Johan Cruyff's Barcelona team was the first team to use tiki-taka. However, Guardiola improved and polished the style. His team tried to win games by having the ball most of the time, making the other team chase it, and making openings by playing quickly and intricately. The trio of Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets in the middle of the field was very important in carrying out this theory. The orchestrator, Xavi, set the pace of the game with his accurate passes and sharp vision. As a master dribbler, Iniesta brought imagination and drive to the attack. Busquets was very important for stopping enemy attacks and regaining control, even though it wasn't always given enough credit. Together, they made a midfield team that was very hard to get rid of. Guardiola also used positional play to make sure that each of his players had a specific part to play and would move in certain ways to make the other team work harder. When they lost the ball, the team pressed hard, using high-intensity pressure to get it back quickly. This pushing style of play, which was later used by other top teams, became a signature of Guardiola's style. 2008 to 2009, the season that won 3 titles. At first, people weren't sure about Guardiola's hiring, but he quickly proved them wrong. After a rough start to La Liga, with a 1-0 loss to Numancia, Barcelona answered with a string of dominant games. Each game the team played together better, and it all came together to make a great season. The El Clasico match against Real Madrid on May 2nd, 2009, was one of the most important games of the season. Barcelona shocked everyone by beating Real Madrid 6-2 at the Santiago Bernabeu. The game showed how much better Barcelona was and marked a change in the balance of power in Spanish football. Messi, Henry, and Puyol scored goals that made it clear that Guardiola's team was the best. Later, Barcelona won La Liga. They had an amazing 105 goals and 87 points at the end of the season. From 2009 to 2010, there was the sextuple and continued dominance. Building on their triple win, Barcelona had a great start to the 2009-10 season. They won the UEFA Super Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup, and the Spanish Super Cup. This made them the first team in history to win all 6 titles in the same year. Barcelona set a new record for most points in La Liga by ending with 99. They beat Real Madrid to win the title and keep it. As Guardiola continued to improve his strategy, it was clear that the team was becoming more consistent and improving its play. But Inter Milan, coached by Jose Mourinho, stopped them in the semi-finals from winning their second straight Champions League title. 2010 to 2011, the best year for Guardiola's Barcelona. If the 2008 to 2009 season showed how dominant Barcelona was, the 2010 to 2011 season made them famous. The team's football skills hit a level of speed and accuracy that had never been seen before. Barcelona won La Liga again, this time beating Real Madrid to the title. But the best thing they did was beat Manchester United in the Champions League final at Wembley, which was the second time in 3 years. 2011 to 2012, the end of an era. Even though Guardiola's team kept winning, his 4th season was marked by tiredness and more difficult games. Real Madrid won La Liga with 100 points, beating Barcelona by 1 point in the Copa del Rey. Also, they lost to Chelsea in the semi-finals of the Champions League, which was very sad. By the end of the season, Guardiola had stated that he was quitting. He said that managing at such a high level was hard on his mind and emotions. When he left, an era came to an end. Barcelona won 14 awards in 4 seasons while he was in charge, which changed the way football is played today. More importantly, he left behind new ways of playing the game and a mindset that would have an impact on it for years to come. Pep Guardiola's time at Barcelona wasn't just a time of control. It was a revolution in football. He took a club that was going through some changes and made it the most feared and beloved team in the world. His careful attention to detail, clever play, and dedication to a beautiful style of play changed the game forever. His Barcelona team had a big effect on how football is played and understood today, even though he left years ago. Guardiola did more than make a great team. He changed football forever. If you love football stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible content. Turn on notifications so you never miss an epic tale from the world of football.